Dagoth, welcome back to the studio.
Caius, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Before we get started, first, a word from our sponsor. Dagoth, I spend my whole life online, and I need to protect my traffic. That's why I use Clockwork VPN. So the Sill will take all of your internet traffic, filter it through some Dwemer automatons in the Clockwork City, and boom! The Imperials can't track your traffic anymore.
Yeah, but the Tribunal...
It's also great for when you want to watch content that's region-locked. I wanted to watch the latest episodes of the Khajiit Bachelorette, and I didn't have access to it in Cyrodiil, so I changed my location to the Clockwork City. And there I was. First city, baby.
Caius, by the heart of Lorcan. How much are they possibly paying you for this?
What? It's a great service. Use my code ZoomiScoomy20 to get 20% off your first month. That's good until the beginning of First Seed. Okay, let's get right into it. People are looking to you as an expert on this epidemic. Talk to us about Corprus Disease and the new normal.
People are really getting carried away here, Caius. This is just a normal variant of a blight disease. It's nothing unexpected.
Is this just another common blight disease? Because I think everyone in Vardenfell has probably had blight disease before. By the 9, most of Tamriel has. So what makes this different?
Well, first of all, it's new, so that's one thing. Diseases jump species to species all the time. It's one of the main reasons why you should always stable your Khajiit separately from your Argonians, actually. But unlike most of Morrowind's problems, this one actually didn't come from Black Marsh or elsewhere. My ash vampires have been contact tracing and casting clairvoyance spells, and we've traced it back to an ebony miner outside of Aldrune. It looks like this jumped to him from a cliff racer. So this variant started in a cliff racer. It was able to successfully make the leap to a Dunmer, and from there it appears to have spread to other elves and men, and, of course, the lower animals, the beast folk, what have you.
So that's how it started, but what makes it different?
Nothing. You're talking about the establishment narrative? That the Tribunal is feeding us? Well, they are claiming that it has more serious effects than other blight diseases, and that it's more contagious. But the Tribunal doesn't have the data to back up these claims.
They don't? Jayub. Bring up the report from that expert in Mournhold. Yeah. What's his name? Dr. Injects with Needle.
Oh, please. Not this guy again. This guy, look, you can't trust his data. He's in the pockets of the great houses. He's a Tribunal shill. Also, I mean, look at him. Do you think that this is a guy who understands the science? I want a scientist who uses scales to weigh reagents in the lab, not his skin.
Well, he's the expert the Tribunal are bringing forward. Look, it says here, Corprus has serious ramifications, particularly in the elderly or those with other comorbid conditions, such as vampirism or moon sugar diabetes. It advocates mask wearing and frequent hand washing. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, mask wearing, I've always advocated wearing masks. I mean, check out my mask. It really helps me commune with the heart of Lorcan, and it just looks really sweet. The chicks love it. I even had it enchanted to improve my unarmored rating, so that's nice. It helps me show off my ripped pecs. But I don't think it's going to do anything to prevent a blight disease. I mean, these are magical in origin, and the magicka particles are just too small for the weave on a conventional golden mask to really do anything. And the way that the people are wearing masks, I've seen noses out, I've seen giant orc teeth pointing through holes in the masks. It really defeats any benefit they could be having anyway. And hand washing to stop a blight disease? Come on.
You don't think it helps?
Of course not. Besides, what are we supposed to wash our hands with? This is just a ploy by Vivek to justify the way he designed his so-called city. Have you seen Vivek City? It's at least 2/3 sewer. What's the point of all that sewer infrastructure? Hand washing, he says, please.
I'm surprised by how casually you're treating this. People are really scared.
Of course they are, Caius. That's what the Tribunal wants. The whole thing is about control. It's about keeping us locked down so they have power over us. Next thing you know, Crooked Almalexia is going to be out there putting up more ghost fences, claiming it's for our own good. Just putting up more barriers and keeping us divided. It's not about safety. It's about control.
Well, I see your point. That certainly makes sense. But this is dangerous. People are dying from this disease.
Are they? Last I heard, there's just some Telvanni nut job out there locking up people in some health spa. What's that about? Isolation, they say. Sure, that makes sense. Take everyone who is sick, lock them all up together with a supposedly super contagious disease, and what, that's going to help them? No way. Also, some of my people, I've heard them calling it the divine disease. Maybe it's not all bad.
You're not advocating that people actually go out and get Corprus disease, are you?
Well, look, I'm saying we shouldn't be afraid of it. Why hide and isolate from everyone? Go out there, build up natural immunity, and the whole thing will just, blow over, like an ash storm over Red Mountain.
Do we really know that natural immunity is desirable? Is that a thing?
Of course, it's just one of the countless benefits of the divine disease. You're immune to all other blight disease once you get Corprus. That's a big upside. I'd be excited to get it, frankly. As a strong Dunmer with no comorbidities, I probably wouldn't even know that I had it.
Well, what about the vaccine potions that the Tribunal alchemists are working on? They're showing promise.
I don't trust them at all. They're rushing these things through. There hasn't been enough testing. They should test these things on whole tribes of Argonians and Khajiit before they get anywhere near Dunmer. Figure out what horrible side effects there are on the beast folk, study how many it kills off and in what ways, thin out their numbers a little bit. That's what I would do.
Thin out their numbers? What do you mean?
Reduce the numbers of infected, yeah. These potions may, be helpful to reduce infections someday, but the way they're rolling these potions out, it's just not safe. We don't know enough about them. I'd rather have Corprus, frankly.
All right, let's get to the question that I'm sure is on everyone's mind. What is your response to the accusation that you, Dagoth, the god, created Corprus disease in a lab at Dagoth, the place, and it escaped as the result of a lab leak? Is it true that you are responsible for this disease?
Preposterous. What a grand and intoxicating allegation. Sure, I commune with the heart of Lorcan in my laboratory. I call it the heart chamber, by the way. And yes, Corprus disease does help people reach an enlightened state that is perfect for attuning to the message of the sixth house, the tribe unmourned. But to say that I created it by using the heart of Lorcan to modify a blight disease, and then spread it across Vardenfell via the ash storms propagating from Red Mountain, all in some sort of genius plan to raise the noble Dunmer into a divine state as sixth house cultists. Yeah, okay, fine, I did that. The Heart of Lorcan draws power from your subscriptions. Subscribe now. Akulakan will grant you a swift demise. Bring honor to the sixth house, the tribe unmourned.